Tuesday, March 24th, and you are watching the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by our good friends over at FanDuel. We're back. We're live. We're good. Sorry about that, guys. Had a little bit of Ethernet issues, off-the-top internet issues. Things weren't plugged in the way they were supposed to. We had to maneuver stuff, finagle stuff, but that doesn't matter. It's all good now. We are live and ready to go. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Do us a favor before we get started. Smash the like button. It goes a long way here on the channel. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Comment down below what you think went wrong with the Wi-Fi. I'm your host, James Cooper, alongside my producer, Mike Bettman, working his way behind the boards, keeping things smoothly. As always, no chat. We weren't sweating the Land of Luce bet from yesterday, even though he's tied 5-5 right now. Let's get him that second set win. Let's get that second set win. Got a great show for you today. Excited to get into things. Batting leadoff on today. We got Drew Dinsick coming up. Going to talk some NBA futures, some NBA games today. Talk through the Southeast Division. Is Dončić live for MVP? We're going to talk through all that and a little bit of the Miami Open if we have some time left on the board. Then after that, Alex is going to come on, talk the NHL Tuesday slate. Plus, if there's time, there will be time. Don't worry. MLB futures discussion. I believe opening day starts tomorrow. So that's excited. We're in the baseball swing. Excited to get into things. Let's just get right into the show. Sorry about being late one more time, guys. Apologies to you and apologies to Drew, our first guest. He's an NFL, NBA tennis handicapper. He's a betting analyst at NBC Sports Bet. Co-host of the Deep Dive podcast, Drew Dinsick. How's it going, my friend?
Doing well, man. How's everything for you guys?
It's good. Little scrambly, but it's okay. We'll just fight through and keep things going as we're live right now on YouTube and Twitter. Apologies for being so late here. Appreciate you doing all this. Let's just dive right into things here. NBA talk. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander minus 900 to win the MVP. Luka has been creeping up as of late, 10-1 right now to win MVP. Do you think he's live to win MVP? Dončić this late in the season?
The entire rating 2, 3, 4 doesn't really matter because none of them are going to win, and I think it reflects recency bias, and more than anything, you don't get paid for having the second choice at the second best odds. That's not how that market works. You get paid if you bet the winner to win, and the winner is going to be Shai. And I don't think it's going to be especially close. I'm not saying he's going to be unanimous ones, but he's going to probably get 80% of the ones. And I think if I had a ballot, my number 2 would probably be Jokic. My number 3 would be Wemby, and my number 4 would be Luka. I think Luka's kind of recent offensive contributions have been very, very impressive. When he's on a heater, when he is really feeling it, when he is really committed, he is an amazingly fun basketball player to watch. And it is amazingly fun to talk about the Lakers because people watch that and they click that, and it drives all of the internet, attention buttons. And so I think that's mostly why you're kind of seeing that bubble up. But I think Luka's probably finishing fourth.
Just maybe a bit of steam. Maybe people are afraid with SGA positions, maybe clicking Luka just in case. I don't know what the steam is, but yeah, that's pretty odd.
Yeah. Rebalancing. People have huge numbers on Luka, maybe, and they're like, man, the recency biases obviously affects voter sentiment too, right? You listen to the people who have votes talk about it on podcasts and on television. They're reacting to what they're seeing now, which is he's playing amazingly well. The most impactful player to. There's been all this other side conversation about how important is defense and should we be are we underrating Wemby, blah blah blah, and I don't think that there's really any argument to be made here that SGA is the most valuable player on the court for any team right now. I combine that with the fact that his team has, succeeded the most over the balance of the season to getting, pretty clear hold on the 1 seed in the West, which was competitive all year, is pretty notable. I would say that SGA is worth getting close to 10 points to the spread for the Thunder, which is amazing. And Wemby is probably in the 6-7 range right now. Jokic is in like the 8-9 range, and Luka's like in the 5-6 range. So yeah, it's pretty clear to me how any way you choose to define MVP, it's Shea.
Yeah, no, and of course SGA. The only thing you can take away is that he plays on a really good team. But like they've been hurt all year. J-Dub hurt, right? Chet hurt. Like it's like you can't really even. The detractors are having a tough time taking things away. Let's flip over and talk something a little bit more interesting in terms of the future market. I want to go to the Southeast Division winner here because a couple weeks ago you said the Hornets were dead. I think they're still dead. But I want to talk this division because it's pretty tight. Like, when do you ever remember a division race being this tight this late in the season here? The Hawks at plus 145. The Heat plus 280, Magic plus 350, and the Hornets still sticking around at plus 400. I mean, four teams in like the 4-1 or lower range is pretty insane here with like less than 10 games, just about 10 games left. Talk us through this division. Who do you think is going to win? Because we have two matchups with them tonight, but we'll get to those later. Talk us through this division.
Yeah, it is crazy. And it's funny because even though they're all trying, like they're like these teams, like, you know, in a league of extremely unserious basketball teams, these teams are all trying hard, and they're playing a lot of tankers, and the tankers are not putting up much of an effort. Albeit the Magic managed to lose to the Pacers yesterday, which was something. And I think ultimately, like, the fact that they've had these kind of stretches where the heat index would tell you, no, this team is for real. They're very good. They're playing at an extremely high level right now. Like, that existed before, like the Hornets started winning, right? Like the data signal showed up early for them, where it was like, no, these guys are good. They're just not winning games. And then they started figuring out how to win. And they've put together this run of form, which has gotten them nowhere. They're still dead. Like, I can't believe that the rest of this kind of cluster of miasma of mediocre basketball above them is still, staying ahead of them in the win-loss column. But I think the Sixers, the Magic, and the Heat they're all pretty ridiculous in terms of potential for winning a playoff series, whereas the Hornets, I would say, have a realistic chance depending on who they draw. The Hawks are in a different conversation entirely. The Hawks are for real. I think the Hawks likely to win the Southeast right now. I think the plus 145 price should be more like minus 135 if I had to make a fair number there. And I can't really tell you. There's no detracting factors. They're just flat out good. The step forward from Johnson and Alexander Walker this season has been awesome. The fact that they moved their number one overall pick to the bench, which kind of unlocked some of their key pieces, was a brave and very, very effective move. And yes, giving up on their franchise, the face of the franchise, Trey before this season, is expected to be still kind of the number one usage getter on this team. And they just flat out shipped him to sit on a bench. And Porzingis, same story. Like, that was your second most valuable player by EPM to start the season. And he's just never really contributed much to winning for these guys. And the fact that they're able to do this and they're playing this well, and they have, such a clear signal of they are a good team, that should spook the Knicks, who they are drawing right now in the 3-6. If the Hawks, if there was karma, the Cavaliers, who are a joke and are like legitimately just playing to get into the 4 seed, presumably to avoid the Celtics in round 2, they would draw the Hawks and they would lose in the 4-5. But it feels like they have kind of engineered a way to play the Raptors in the 4-5, and they're probably going to win. But yeah, it's the Hawks to me look like the kind of team that no one should want to play come playoffs, because just in general, the way that they are rostered and some of the flexibility they have with kind of a couple of their lineups, and the fact that you can't even really nail down on a given night who is who are they going to go to in their final 5, in their closing 5, I think is pretty valuable. So I would keep an eye on the Hawks as far as like the team that is quote unquote for real out of that group that is trying to get into the playoffs. If the Hornets stumble their way into the 8th or 9th slot here, then game on. But I feel like they're just stuck in this 10 hole, and and they're gonna have to try to win 2 road games to get in. It's not fair. It's not right. They deserved a better draw, but I don't think they're gonna get in.
Yeah, interesting stuff here from Atlanta. They have a really tough schedule down the stretch here with 10 games left. Probably part of the reason why they're priced at plus 140 right now instead of a little bit higher, being a much better team than the rest of the field. You mentioned the Hornets. They probably need to win to climb out of the 10 hole. They're playing tonight, funnily enough, against the Sacramento Kings. Minus 1,800 on the money line here, minus 17, minus 112 on the spread. Hornets are obviously heavy favorites tonight. Also, another team in this division playing tonight, Magic against the Cavs. Magic are plus 385 on the money line. Pretty big dogs here against the Cavs, of course. Cavs are a great team. Let's talk through some of the games tonight. If you had one game to pick, one bet to make on a game tonight, what would it be and why?
Yeah, I think you basically have to throw out Charlotte, Sacramento. Sacramento is playing some strange games.
Yeah.
With the way they start all these kids, and then the kids start playing well, and now they have their own pick, and they're going to find their way out of that, which is amazing. So toss that one. I would lean Pelicans at price. I think New York is a bit fraudulent the way that the market is pricing that team right now. I absolutely like plus 10.5 with the Magic. I bet that. I think that should be closer to 8. And again, like there's definitely some engineering going on with Cleveland pointing to the 4 seed. So if they ultimately don't try to win, I wouldn't be surprised. They're missing 2 of their best 5 with Jared Allen and Jalen Tyson unavailable. So yeah, Orlando, they are about to get everyone back. They are about to get Franz and Suggs and Black all kind of available, which matters a ton. But I think this is sort of last effort for a lot of the bench guys and role player guys to kind of make a name for themselves, and you're going to get full hard perform out of Orlando. So I like the points with the Magic, and I laid 5 with the Nuggets to see 5.5 and 6s. Now it's starting to tick in the correct direction. Denver, in my opinion, should be rated closer to a plus 10. I think neutral rating for them, just player composite is like plus 7.5 ish, but the fact that they have a bunch of guys who are coming back with relatively little wear and tear and fatigue is huge, and they're playing really, really well right now. I could argue 9.5, 10 is where they ought to be kind of heat index rated, and then the Suns are sort of the other side of the coin. They're like a plus 1 right now, if we're being kind. So I think that number should be closer to 8.5, and I like the Nuggets best bet of any of the 4 games available.
All right, Nuggets right now on FanDuel minus 5.5, minus 106. You can find better prices out there in market. Plus 11 for the Magic as well. Let's flip over and talk Miami Open, women's, men's side, whichever you want to talk about. We've seen some pretty crazy upsets in the men's side of the bracket, obviously, as we talked about yesterday with Alcaraz dropping. Anything you like? I know there's games going on right now for the men, so it might be a little bit tougher, but maybe women's futures or any women's games you like for the quarterfinals?
The women's matchup that drew my attention is going to be unsurprising to you.
Mboko?
Like Mboko.
I was going to ask. All right, I love it.
A dog on the Open to Mukova, and I don't know. Okay, all right. I don't know about that. So yeah, no, I have some Mboko outright in this one. I got 19-1, and I think that she wins this match. Obviously, still a long way to go for her to win the title. Sabalenka, I thought, was going to have a tougher road because the draw was imbalanced, and the top half just looked so much more difficult than the bottom half, and she still does presumably have to go through Rybakina, but she hasn't been tested the way I had envisioned it could happen, and so it's now looking likely that like you're going to need Rybakina Sabalenka head to head to be like a 3-hour blood match, and then whoever limps through Mboko gets after a sharp semifinal performance from her is the hope. I will say this: Mukova is the toughest competitor in her way to getting to the final. The Bencic Goff versus Mboko Mboko that's pretty favorable for our gal. So just need her to get by Mukova today. And she is in the final, and then you just need Sabalenka or Bakina to do enough damage to whoever comes through that opens the door.
It's warm in Miami. It's hot out there. It's going to be a grueling game. You know the drill. Mboko futures plus 500, and we're also going to take her at minus 120. We're clicking it until the end of time. Let's go our Canadians. Before you head out, there's a question in our chat from Holt 5630 asking about your approach to NCAA basketball survivor pools going forward. I was in a survivor pool. I'm eliminated now. Is it common that you need to make 2 picks in the Elite Eight, or is this just like a weird quirk of the survivor pool that I was in? Because like I was sort of plotting that out, where if you need to make 2 picks in the Elite Eight to win the Elite Eight, then 1 pick in the Final Four, 1 pick to win the championship, you kind of have to guess the Final Four, guess who's going to be in there, guess who's going to both teams who are going to win, and guess who's going to win the championship. So it's a little bit tougher. Is that commonplace, or is this is that like a little weird quirk of the survivor pool that I was in?
That's always the way I've seen it.
Okay, I have this is my first time playing.
You're saying 2 Elite Eight in that the 2 days you have to pick 1 on each day, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the way they have always gone. Yeah,
okay.
They've always gone. And so basically, like if you're in, and we're in this new era where chalk just dominates, and I think you to win a survivor pool, you must have the correct pick to win the tournament and then work your way back. So like you honestly, it's basically saying, it's basically turned into the same thing as your bracket pool, with the with the kind of added wrinkle of you can't be wrong about your first couple of days picks, right? Like, no one's winning a bracket pool unless you have the winner. And then presumably if you're in a big enough pool, you must have also the second place. And you probably also need the other 2 Final Four. That's basically the way it is now to get Survivor to the end. You have to be right about the 2. Your 2 Elite Eight picks have to be the 2 losers of the Final Four games.
Yeah.
And you have to have the loser of the title available to pick on the Final Four day. Yeah. So you basically need the entire end game correct in order to get to the end. And that's hard. And best advice is just pick winners.
I like that. And anyway, I don't want you to give too much away because it sounds like you're still around, still kicking around in some. Any advice you have for the Iowa-Nebraska game? Because that's the one that Holt is circling.
That one's high leverage.
Yeah,
it's a high leverage. Yeah, that one's high leverage. I think Nebraska's been underrated this whole tournament. Iowa did beat them this year and then lost to them. So that's a tough one. If you're in a pool where you are where they are tie breaking based on total sum of the seeds. I don't know if that is the nature of your pool, but if it's total sum of the seeds is breaking ties at the end, that pool is going to lean Iowa, right? Like outsized number of people are going to take Iowa. So there's probably some plus EV and pivoting and taking Nebraska there.
All right. Depends on the size of the pool and what the tiebreakers are. So again, you got to know your stuff. Iowa, Nebraska, or just save Nebraska for when they win the championship.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the cheat sheet says your Elite Eight is Duke over UConn. It is Houston over Nebraska. It is I'm just looking at the results. Sorry, I don't know if you already knew this. It is it's Purdue over Arizona.
Whoa.
And it is Iowa State over Michigan. And then I mean, do you want me to spoil the rest of the tournament?
No. Let's save it for the audience for next week. That's what we should be waiting for. Drew, appreciate you joining the show as always. Again, apologies about the little technical difficulties. Thank you for bearing with us. But yes, appreciate you. We'll chat soon.
Best of luck, fellas.
Awesome stuff from Drew. As always, a great sneak peek for next week. Little teaser. Drew has the cheat sheet in his pocket. They already wrote this stuff out beforehand. Anyways, that was a joke. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm pretty sure you can. Let's get into our next guest. Before we do that, though, quickly, just want to remind you guys that the Hammer Daily is brought to you by FanDuel. Basketball fans, the NBA season is not over yet, and FanDuel is giving everyone a chance to hit the court with their latest offer. Right now, new customers can score up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days from NBA bets that don't win. I know FanDuel's our sponsor. This is a really good promotion. Anyways, that's not an ad read. That's just me saying it. FanDuel is the best place to bet your favorite NBA players. Build a same-game parlay for a chance at a bigger payout, or try live betting and join the action after tip-off. Best of all, with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. Just at FanDuel.com/forwardprogress to get your first token. You get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days from bets that don't win. Everyone deserves a second shot at greatness with FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas and affiliation, Kansas Star Casino, 18 plus, present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RECET. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/China, Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-337-5050 for 24/7 support. Massachusetts, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In New York, call 1-877-770-7867 in Louisiana. And I don't want to make it seem like this is just a good promotion.
Yeah, we were talking about this before the show.
This is actually good. $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days is pretty good. Pretty good. Anyways. All right. Let's get into our next guest here. Only one guest. So money. Had to go volunteer and help the sea turtles in Antigua. He's on a plane right now, so he's not going to be able to join us today. So we're stuck with one guy. I don't mind being stuck with this guy. It's Alex Moretto. Alex, how's it going?
What's up, Jason?
Doing okay. A little bit high strung. Cortisol spiked a little bit after a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're back. We're ready to go. Chat's firing. We should have brought Hindsight on today.
Yeah. I think I have a theory as to who it is, by the way. But I'm not going to share that on here. But we'll wait. We'll wait a little bit. We'll wait a little. I know I can't tease like that. But
are they not down?
Someone pointed it out to me, and kind of made a little connection based on their bio. And anyways, I think it's someone who maybe has 2 aliases in the Discord. Maybe is in our chat a lot too. I don't know. I might be wrong.
Which
Chosen?
I might be wrong.
You know who it is? It's obviously Rob. That's who you're alluding to. Rob's saying he's not doing NBA picks. He comes up with an alias. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. Obviously.
Talk about investigative research. Wow.
Anyways, all right. Let's get into things.
A lot of games tonight.
Where do we want to start? You want to start with Ottawa and Detroit? I guess we'll start there. Ottawa is
follow the
odds.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess. No, we can do whatever. Follow the pro stream, maybe. That's where I kind of had. That's where I got it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm following the odds boards. That's the first game for me is Ottawa and Detroit. Perfect. All right, I want to talk to you about Ottawa quickly because they are they got somewhat competent goaltending. Are they a top? Let's say they had league average goaltending. They are a top X team. Where are they? Top 5? Top 7? Top 3?
In the league?
In the league.
Or in the what?
In the league.
Not top 5. They're top
league average. Average goaltending.
This is my thing. League average goaltending, they're a top 10 team.
Okay.
My thing is this though. Goaltending, everyone's wow, this is gonna be the best team ever to not make the playoffs. And this team is they're good. They're really good. They play well. But their goaltending is part of the team.
Yeah. No, you're fair.
I mean, you have bad goaltenders. I don't know. What do you want us to say? You paid Olmark, who's been generally inconsistent and has a history of doing stuff like this. I mean, the Habs have got terrible goaltending for large stretches this season. They're in a playoff spot. You kind of got to ride this stuff out. They're not in a playoff spot because they don't deserve to be in a playoff spot. They also can't score goals. They can outplay teams, but they don't have a ton of talent up front, so they can't convert that into goals. I don't know. I think this is this whole narrative has kind of run a little bit too much about how good the Sens are, and they are a very good team. But now I think we're at the point where it's okay, let's pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah.
And I would like to hear your thoughts on this as the Arizona Diamondbacks just put their lineup out for today's game.
I can talk you through it here quickly. Just the way that I look at this team, they just or at least the way that people talk about seasons, it feels like they're just a mini Hurricanes, a worse version of the Hurricanes, where it's again they can do all the stuff you want to see on paper in terms of analytics, but they can't convert, which is huge, and they can't get saves, which is even bigger. So not being able to score and getting scored on, not being able to make a save, generally to win hockey games, you got to score more goals than the other team. not being able to score and getting scored on a lot is not conducive to winning games. So there we go. Ottawa right now against Detroit. Underdogs right now. Detroit minus 128 on the money line. Totals at 5.5, minus 126 towards the over. Anything you like here?
So I bet under 6 in this game, but at minus 105. And now we're kind of like best. I think that there was a lot of room to run at that minus 105. So like there's some numbers in the teens available. I would bet them, but a smaller play. So not a full play here. I still do kind of like the under. Let's say anything better than minus 120, which you should be able to get. FanDuel, again, very sharp number there. That 5.5, minus 102 to the under. They know. So respect to them. If you can get those teens, I think it's good. This is like a massive game, obviously, which, historically these games tend to trend a little bit tighter, kind of playoff style games. Two really strong defensive teams. I know the Sens are absolutely ravaged right now on the blue line. Like Shabbat's out now too. Jensen's out. Like Thompson's out, Sanderson's out. Like they are decimated on the back end, but they have such good defensive forwards and their system is so good that like, I think the impact, we've seen it with Sanderson out. The impact has been felt more offensively. They really struggle to score goals without Sanderson because of how much he does for them, moving the puck, getting them, on the front foot, getting them in that offensive zone, helping them like stay in that aggressive style. He does a lot for them. Shabbat's kind of similar in that sense, very good puck mover. So I think it's going to really continue to hurt them offensively here. I'm not saying it won't hurt them at all defensively, like calling up Yakemchuk and these guys, but like I don't think it's fully just their defense is decimated and it's going to hurt them defensively. Detroit playing really well defensively, struggling to generate a little bit right now. They're falling out of the playoff picture again. We've seen this from them before. Kind of have the yips, I would bet right now. I just think this is going to be a really tight game. Very few chances traded back and forth. And so that's why I'm a little bit more willing to even chase a number here because I think, the narrative kind of lines up with the numbers in supporting this under.
All right, 5.5, 102. Always scary betting in Senators under with their goaltending situation, but we're here. We're not afraid of anything. We like to stand in front of them. We like to stand with the market. Sorry, not stand in front of the market. We're standing with the market there just a little bit later on. Maybe if we were earlier, we could have gotten a better number, but it's all good. Let's go into the next game. Toronto, Boston minus 196 on the money line. Can this Toronto season just be over already? Totals at 6.5, juice towards the under, minus 114. What are we doing here? Fraser Minton anytime goal? Like, talk me through this one.
Yeah, probably. Go Leafs, go though. Here, not in terms of betting them. I'm not endorsing a bet on the Leafs in any capacity. I am endorsing hopefully a Leafs win to help Boston fall out of the playoff picture and help the Leafs stay out of that top 5. We don't want them picking top 5. This total has been bet up a lot, and I played back on the under 6.5, minus 110 is available somewhere. I think that's really good. Less inclined to do it at the minus 120s, but minus 118 on FanDuel is decent. I think minus 115 is where I would consider it like a full play. Anything better than that. So that high teens, there you go. Right now, FanDuel, I think we just got a minus 114. That
we did.
That pop. So there we go. That's a full play then. So minus 114, under 6.5. Neither team generating all that much. Leafs have been especially toothless offensively. Bruins are kind of struggling. Very reliant on the power play. We're getting Swayman. We're getting Stolarz. Stolarz has been really good. So has Wall, but despite Brubeck calling him out, saying we needed a save the other night when we got outshot about 45-17. Stolarz has been really good since the Olympic break. That's been a bright spot for them. I'm content playing back on all this over money here. I think another lower scoring game.
Yeah, Stolarz is good, but he's about as soft as butter, baby shit, whatever you want to call it.
Charmin Ultra.
Chicago, New York Islanders. We got Islanders right now minus 164 towards the money line. Totals at 6, minus 102 towards the under at FanDuel, best price in market. We're gonna do a 3-banger off the top, under.
We are not. We're not. I actually played a little bit of over here, but that was a while ago, and I wouldn't chase this one. I think basically for this game, if you haven't bet it yet, there's nothing I would do with it now. We got Soderblom, we got Riddick, which I was very surprised about. I was actually kind of close to an under when I was looking at the games last night, going through the board. But yeah, we ended up getting Soderblom and Riddick instead of Knight and Sorokin, who I thought we were pretty confident we were going to get both. Chicago money because of it, which I agree with. I didn't bet it, but I agree with it. And I bet over 6 plus 105.
Okay.
Any of the plus monies would have been good, but yeah, again, this is not one that I would go and chase now.
All right, I'm going to go. Oh, there's a plus 102, which I might go and chase outside at the local convenience store near me. Not really widely available, so we'll pass on this one. If you can find a plus money over is okay, or you need the 105 still.
Yeah, plus money is
fine. Okay,
anything
so plus
money is good.
Anything plus money is good. There's only 2 shops open that are like that, so we're gonna pass on that one. Colorado, Pittsburgh. Colorado right now minus 166 on the money line. Totals at 6.5, juice towards the over minus 120. Again, Pittsburgh has just been looks good. They look good. I don't know what's happening here, but Colorado, Pittsburgh, totals at 6.5. Talk us through this one.
I'll be kind of quick with these next couple. I don't have anything in these. I lean under, but with Malkin out, but like Silos makes me nervous, and the Pens have been just bleeding chances too, which is kind of scary against Colorado. So I'm not about to step in front of this over money and fade it here, even though the number is getting a little bit enticing. Nothing for me here.
All right, nothing for you here. Sorry, just shocked by seeing these numbers. Colorado, Pittsburgh so tight, but yeah, gotta adjust on Pittsburgh here. Seattle, Florida minus 134 on the money line. Totals at 6, flat 110 both sides. Anything you like in this one? Quick.
Yeah, no, nothing here either. I think this has been pretty stagnant all day. I think it's kind of opened sort of fairly. 2 teams I don't really have interest in betting in right now.
All right, passing on that one. Let's move on to Blue Jackets and Flyers. Blue Jackets minus 137. Totals at 6, juice towards the under minus 124. Looks like not a Greaves game based on this number. Or do we know?
So I did bet under in this game.
Okay.
I do like the under. We don't know who is starting yet. I do like the under.
No,
obviously, I know Greaves
was confirmed. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, so I was on here waiting in the background. I didn't see that he had been confirmed there. So I would have expected Greaves.
Okay.
I was gonna say I like it less willing to kind of chase a number if it isn't Greaves. But yeah, they've been pretty good about leaning on Greaves. He's pretty much like fully become the starter under Modus again, which is awesome to see for them. So I do like this under. Again, this is another one similar to that Ottawa Detroit under, which has ran. I bet minus 105, minus 115s that are out there. I still kind of like, maybe slightly smaller, but like I could be talked into a full play here too, at minus 115. Another game where like huge, massive game for both of these teams. Obviously Columbus trying to stay in that top 3 in the Metro, trying to just make the playoffs in general. Philly, like they're not dead yet. They're not, I mean, I don't anticipate them making the playoffs, but like in that camp, they're fighting like they have a chance, and they're playing pretty good hockey. Defensively, they've been really good. Columbus has been really good defensively. I think this could be another tight game. Greaves, Vladar, I do like this under, and was hoping to be able to bet Philly, but just not seeing the Columbus love that we've been seeing lately in the market. I thought this would get bet up a little bit more, and it hasn't been. So not enough for me to get on the Flyers here.
Interesting, because my initial reaction, like market wide, is that it felt like a little bit short on Columbus' side. Maybe that's just I'm used to the market betting out Columbus at this point in the day. Let's move on to the next game here.
And I'm sure the chat, we see it. So no, all good. I know we see the chat sometimes ask like, oh, I can find this. Like I know there's a plus 123 out there. I still not like fully down to go in at that number. I think 125 or better is where I would get in. So yeah, just in case anyone was going to ask that, I figured I'd get ahead of it there.
All right, 125 or better is what we need. Hey, maybe it pops later today. Keep an eye on the board, as we always say. Carolina Hurricanes, Montreal Canadiens. Is this a Habs best bet at plus 116? Totals at 6.5, juice towards the over minus 122. You guys need to win this one.
I wouldn't say we need to win this one. I mean, they're in a good spot right now. Like they're of the teams that are kind of fighting for position in the Atlantic. I think they're like in the best position of all of them in terms of like having leads on Boston, having leads on Detroit. Like they're the one team that can afford to maybe slip up a little bit more here.
Watch what you say.
I don't have anything in this game. Yeah, I know. Don't want to jinx it here. I got nothing here though. I do really like the way the Habs have been playing offensively. They're generating a ton. Gouli has really found his game now that he's finally playing back on his natural side on the left. They were trying to force him into playing on the right, which just was not working for him. And he's been looking a lot better now that he's back on the left. Hudson's been playing on his offside. It's been working for him. He's been fine. So yeah, they've kind of figured things out a little bit here defensively. They're playing really good hockey right now, but Carolina seems like they're going through the motions of it, but at any point, like, this is a sleeping giant. I think the way both teams have been generating, we could see a lot of goals here. So I'm not looking to chase the over either, though, but I'm not looking to play back on that over money. So I got nothing here.
All right, skipping over to the next game, Tampa Bay and Minnesota. Tampa Bay minus 162 on the money line. Totals at 6.5, juice towards the under, minus 126. This Minnesota team in a bit of a skid since I don't want to call it a skid, but like hasn't been as great since the Olympic break. Think they're going to eventually get it back before the playoffs here?
Yeah, I do. Obviously, they haven't had Kaprizov or Eriksson Ek for the last little bit too. Those guys are back here, which I was hoping they wouldn't quite be back yet, but they are back now. So, yeah, that makes me a little bit less interested in an under. I still lean that way, but I would want minus 110 at 6.5, and the best I'm seeing is minus 113, which is not enough. Toronto. Tampa's back to playing really strong defensive hockey, and the Wild have been good defensively. They've been struggling to generate. Part of that has to do with the fact that obviously they've been missing some key forwards. I don't want to go like forcing a play at a number I don't fully like, because there is still a ton of firepower in this game, even though I do like the defenses, and I don't love how much Minnesota's been struggling to kind of generate even with those guys in there. But I mean, look, they can score 4 goals on like 1.3 expected with that firepower when Kaprizov's in there. So I'm not going to go forcing anything here. If it does get a little bit better, we can get minus 110 under, then I'd be interested.
All right, let's keep going rapid fire here. Golden Knights against the Jets. Golden Knights minus 128. And I might pass. All right. Washington, St. Louis. Washington, St. Louis pass again?
I don't have anything in it, but okay. I'm just curious if we're going to get Lindgren. That's the one thing. If we don't get Lindgren, I'm starting to get a little interested in the Caps. Like, if we can get minus 105 or better, there's a minus 103 out there. I'd be betting the Caps at. I know St. Louis has been playing better, but this is getting a little bit too much respect for them in market here. Washington's still good and playing well, even though they're dead. So yeah, minus 105 or better if Logan Thompson starts. We just don't know yet, as unless something's happened while we've been on here.
Let me just double check here quickly. I don't think so. Chat will probably let us know if we get that goalie confirmation as we go on throughout the. I don't see it confirmed yet though. Yeah, I don't see it confirmed yet. All right, let's get into the next game here.
Yeah, nothing.
We got the Sharks and the Predators. Predators minus 138, creeping their way somehow into the playoffs. Again, never check the standings. Whenever I see these teams jump up there, they always give me like a little bit of a shock. But Sharks minus 138 on the money line, totals at 6.5. Choose towards the under, minus 122. Anything you like here?
Yeah, I know. I'm sure the Sharks are going to be a pretty popular bet here. I don't have the chat up, but I'm sure there's some Sharks posts in there. I can't do it. I don't like how they've been playing. I don't think they're a particularly great team. I've talked about this before. Would love to see them make the playoffs. They're a lot of fun. They have like those, obviously some great young guys who are exciting to watch, but they're just not playing very good hockey. And Nashville, it's a big number obviously for Nashville. I'm definitely not laying this, but I think look, they're still in the race. This is a big one for them. They believe that they're still in the race, and I mean, it's hard to, convince me otherwise, or because like it's no one wants that last playoff spot there. Like everyone just keeps losing games, so like they have by default remained in this race, and I'm not about to bet against them on home ice here.
All right, seems like Nedeljkovic is. Someone said Nedeljkovic is in. Confirmed.
Makes sense.
Anyways, let's move on to the next game here. 3 games left. Kings, Flames. Your Kings, very close to the playoffs. Minus 146 on the money line. Let's get them another win here. Totals at 5.5. Minus 128 towards the over. Talk us through this one.
So I did bet an over here, but it's not a widely available one. There's that minus 112 that's there. I like that. Anything minus 115 or better, which is as far as I can tell right now, only available at one spot. So not a ton I would do otherwise until then. Hopefully, I mean, look, the Flames unders have been getting smoked pretty consistently. And I mean, Kings unders are taking money too, despite the fact that like they're generating a decent amount. They're not necessarily like playing like vintage Kings hockey that we've seen in past years or even earlier this season. They have been a little bit more high event, and the Flames, I mean, I know they're not generating a ton, but they're still bleeding chances. So I think there's a lot of potential for goals here. And if we can get minus 115 or better on that 5.5, then I'm interested.
All right, we're looking for 115 or better on the over 5.5 for the Kings and Flames game. Utah, Oilers. Nothing. All right, last game we have then is the Ducks and the Canucks. Ducks minus 184 on the money line. Totals at 6.5. Choose towards the over minus 134. We're just kidding. So money wasn't volunteering. He's just sick of talking about these pesky, terrible, awful, no good Canucks.
He's the e-bug tonight. He's got to be.
That's what he's got to be at the
Rogers Arena.
He's got to be at the arena. He's probably warming up with them right now. Anything you like in this game, or is this also pass?
Yeah, I was kind of waiting and seeing how far this went, and but yeah, I bet under 6.5 plus 110. It got a little bit better than 110 for a bit there at some places, and I was a little bit upset at myself for maybe jumping the gun, but seems like it's come right back to 110, so we've sort of settled in here. So under 6.5 plus 110. Canucks not playing nearly as chaotic sort of games that obviously are very bad defensively. They're just very bad in general. But sorry, just seeing a lineup here. Ducks not playing as chaotic games either. Vancouver just can't generate enough to warrant this kind of a line. Like it's just been bet way too high. That's simply it. You can't rely on both of these teams to score because I don't trust Vancouver to score. And I think we'll get to style here, and I think this has gone too far. So I like this under 6.5 plus 110 or better.
All right, under 6.5, 110 or better is what we're looking for. Lineups you're looking at, is that spring training?
The Tigers lineup dropped, so I wasn't sure if it was going to be a weaker one because they're on the road again here for their last game, but they went with their full lineup, so I'm not doing anything with this game.
All right, we're going to talk some MLB.
I did bet the D-backs. I'm very big on the D-backs. I just don't know where that has gone now. I've had the NHL screen up and everything. Minus 131. Don't hate it.
D-backs minus 131. I also heard spring training's been pretty hot in the Discord with Chosen as well.
Oh, I have not. I did not realize that. Yeah, my spring training. So it's funny. Kirk Evans has talked to a lot about how like horrific his betting has gone over the last few weeks, despite like a great expected ROI. And I had been early on in spring training was making some unbelievable bets and was getting my ass handed to me and was just bleeding money for a few weeks. But it has turned around drastically over the last 2 weeks. So hopefully we can end strong here. I had the big Red Sox play, but that game has already started. And yeah, D-backs is the only other one I've got so far.
We got some more MLB stuff coming your way. We're going to get to that in just a second. Just want to give you a quick shout out to our sponsors over at BetStamp Pro. March Madness means 60-plus games in 2 weeks. Non-stop line movement, massive public betting action, and tons of live betting opportunities. The team at BetStamp has spent over a year building and testing a new live odds screen for both main markets and props. Watch the entire market move in real time with sub-second latency and a back-tested true line so you can tack off-market edges instantly. They've actually been using this tool internally for over a year, and they're launching it publicly for the first time during the tournament. Scan the QR code on screen, click the link in the description, or head over to betstamp.com/hammer to book a quick call and set up before the tournament gets underway. Alex, you handle some communication between BetStamp and the Hammer here. You think you can get me that live screen?
I don't have the live screen either.
All right. Maybe we got to do a live stream to get the live screen.
Would love the live. Yeah, I know. We'll see what we can do here.
Yeah.
Get a shared login or something.
There we go. Let's get into some MLB stuff. You have some futures for us. Before we do that, though, let's quickly run down because the chat's asking. Ottawa, Detroit, under 5.5 minus 102. Boston, Toronto, under 6.5 minus 114. Columbus, Blue Jackets, Philadelphia Flyers, under 6 minus 115 is the number we need. Kings, Flames, over 5.5 minus 112 is what we're looking for. Then Ducks, Canucks, under 6.5 plus 110. MLB around the corner. You got some
You
futures for
say
us.
Columbus Philly? Did we say Columbus Philly or no? Under?
Yeah, Columbus Philly
Under
under
six.
6 minus.
Oh, you did. Okay.
15.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, my bad.
Yeah. Talk me through. You have some futures that you want to talk about live.
Yeah,
on
this
air.
is less so like teams I'm high on, teams I'm low on, or whatever. This is more just like I came on here before the NHL season and, had been playing around with FanDuel and found really nice bets that could be made on the team under points and to win the Stanley Cup. Obviously, like if you played some of those, you've got some pretty decent positions right now on some teams, and you have some that are just dead, like the Panthers
For the
ones
Panthers.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Panthers, Leafs. If I did any ones like that, obviously the Edmonton one's there. Vegas one would be good.
Vegas
There's
is
some that
live.
are,
Yeah.
yeah. There's some that are in very good shape still. This is in the same vein, different kind of bet though. But I really like playing around with some of these, and you can do any combos you want. This is not like I'm not just going to sit here and say which ones are better, which ones are worse, because I think you can kind of leave it up to your own discretion, because I think these are all very plus EV. But basically betting on parlaying a team to win the division and then another team in that division to win either the pennant or the World Series. So like Jays to win the division, Yankees to win the pennant, or Jays to win the division, Yankees to win the World Series, Jays to win the division, Red Sox to win the pennant. Stuff like that is, I think, maybe not priced the best. So you're getting some pretty good EV if you can do some of those. I did them for most divisions. I think pretty much all divisions. Some of my favorite ones, again, play around with these. Like if you like certain numbers or certain teams, whatever, like have fun with them. I don't think there's necessarily too many bad bets that can be made in that regard. Some of my favorites were Yankees division with Red Sox pennant or Jays pennant. And then similarly, like Jays division with Red Sox or Yankees pennant. The reason I was a bit more invested in pennant than World Series is just because those damn Dodgers. Yeah, I mean, like I don't know that they're gonna just walk to the World Series. Obviously, like they deserve to be massive favorites. So I didn't want to get stuck with a ton of positions where like everything is relying on the Dodgers not winning the World Series, and then the Dodgers win the World Series and you get reverse swept. So that's why I kind of stuck to a lot more pennant stuff. With the NL teams that I did, like some like Phillies division, Mets World Series, Phillies World Series, Mets division. I was more willing to go World Series with those ones because, I mean, if they're going to win the pennant, they have to get by the Dodgers anyways. So might as well.
And they would have to get
Series,
they would have to get by the Dodgers in like because you're assuming these teams make the wild card, assuming the Dodgers win their division. They're going to probably play the Dodgers before the pennant. So
yeah, likely, unless like somehow the Dodgers play someone else in the second round and can get upset then, and then they get an easy path. But like, yes, for the most part,
it's harder for them to get an easier path.
They get there regardless. So yeah. But you're looking at some really, really big prices on some of these. Like, I mean, Jays AL East, Yankees pennant was like close to 45-1. There's some really, really good numbers. Obviously, I mean, if you do like Jays AL East and like Mariners pennant. If you play around with something like that, you'll see how different the prices are. So how that kind of negative correlation, how much that kind of spikes these. So I think those are some really, really good bets. So you can go in there and play around with those in FanDuel and have some fun with them.
It's basically like team to make wild card, like exact finishing position wild card to win pennant, which is pretty interesting there. Also,
yes, for sure.
I love the Jays here to win to win the pennant though, because I feel like they're going to start really slow. So
I can see it.
Yeah,
I do. I honestly like. I don't know if people are necessarily talking. I haven't been as like listening to like outside noise about stuff this year in terms of baseball. Like I've just been kind of in my spring training bubble and whatever, my own stuff. But I do like. I don't know if people like expect the Jays to take a step back. Like I don't.
No,
this is still like a really good team, even without Bullock. They're very, very. I know what you're saying. Start slow. It makes a lot of sense for sure. I just mean in general, like I think this is still like a team that could easily be back in the World Series. That division is wild though. Like the Yankees are obviously very, very good. I love the Red Sox. I mean, the market kind of does too. Like that's a really, really good team. The lineup is awesome. Good mix of like good veterans and some young guys who have like some really high ceilings. And that rotation can go like honestly like 8 guys deep, and it's scary how good that rotation is and how good their pitching staff is. So yeah, Orioles obviously got a lot better. Like, man, the AL East is going to be a war.
Yeah, but the biggest thing for me is Savage starts the season on the IL. Shane Bieber starts the season on IL. Jose Barrios, who he'll start the season on the IL. A lot of pitchers here for the Jays are falling pretty quick, but I don't know. Like I think we could get. I think the Jays are still live, regardless. Anyways,
I'm excited for Dylan Cease too, because I'm trying to see what his price is right now for Cy Young. I did bet some Cy Young for Cease.
I want to bring this up because this is so deep baseball, but like he's added 3 pitches to his mix right now. He used to be like a 2.
Not necessarily added them. Yeah, that's exactly it though. He's had them. He just never really threw them much. He was just relied so heavily on 2 pitches. And the Jays have really got him more comfortable, it seems like, with his arsenal. And he has he's throwing everything now. I think he's got some more dip on his slider. He's throwing that cutter more, the changeups. Like he's gonna rely on a ton more pitches from his arsenal. It's gonna be a lot harder to predict. Hopefully should help him with a lot of the issues that kind of plagued him. But he's a guy who can rack up strikeouts, and obviously if he can get that ERA down and give up maybe prevent some of the long balls by just mixing things up more, man, I think the ceiling is crazy there. 25-1 now. I think he was a lot bigger earlier on, but still, I mean, I think he could be in for a really big year, so I don't mind that Cy Young there too.
All right, I love it. Dylan Cease, Cy Young. Any other? He called with Yuri Perez. I love Yuri Perez. That guy is incredible. I just don't think he has the command down just yet. He was really great in his first year. Tommy John kind of messed him up a bit, and I think he hasn't found his command since then. But
he's a freak.
He's so good. He's literally so good. I'm trying to see if anything else is there in the chat. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. All right, Alex. Appreciate you joining the show.
Any interest in Roki Sasaki, 150-1? Guy can't retire a single batter, and they're still trying to make him a starter. He was dominant out of the bullpen.
That's crazy.
In the playoffs and last year, and now they're still trying to get him back to being a starter when he was horrible as a starter last year, horrible as a starter in spring. It's not working. I don't know why they're doing this. That makes me think that they're
worried about their pitching depth.
Them they're a little bit worried and trying to not have Glass now pitch too many innings, and obviously Snell's on the IL right now. There's they're not unbeatable. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Lindgren confirmed, by the way.
Lindgren's in.
Okay.
All right.
Correct.
So we're out on that game.
I
don't want anything there. Yeah.
Oh my God, Ecolt's a sicko. He bet Mason Miller 110-1 to win the Cy Young. Is that even possible?
I mean,
can a relief pitcher even win?
I don't know. Josh Hader had some dominant seasons, and I think he got votes, but he never really came close to winning.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I remember back in the day when they were thinking about the Athletics were thinking about converting Miller, or were supposed to convert Miller to a starting pitcher. They had no relief pitcher, so they just stuck him in there. And he's just been the most dominant one ever since that. Throwing 104 is crazy. Anyways, Alex, appreciate you joining.
143. Sorry, you keep trying to get me out of here, and I keep talking. But 143 strikeouts in 81 innings in 2018, and he got 3 votes. Finished 13th place.
Yeah, it's
so. I mean, I don't know what he'd have. Mason Miller's disgusting. I just don't know what he'd have to do.
He'd have to do a lot. How many saves did he get as well, Hader? In that.
I don't have his stats up. I just had the sweet AI overview on Google.
All right. Yeah, that's probably even wrong. You're probably feeding us fake news. Anyways,
yeah, it probably is. I probably is. Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Appreciate you joining the show. Excited to talk more Seam with you in the future and some more NHL. We'll chat soon.
Yeah, see you guys.
Awesome stuff there, as always, from Alex. Do us a favor, guys. Smash the like button. Goes a long way here on the channel. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Double check you liked the stream, because we had some issues with the stream earlier today. So, yeah, do us a favor. Smash that like button. Goes a long way here on the channel. New to the channel as well. Hit that subscribe button. Comment down below what you thought of Alex. What you thought of Drew. I thought they both did great. And if you're listening on audio forms, do us a favor. Rate and review. 5 stars. And again, guys, we're trying to get to we're on that road to 5,000 subscribers. If you have friends who like to bet on sports, do us a favor. Send it their way. Send the stream their way. Send the channel their way. Because we're trying to get there as quickly as we can. And every subscriber counts. We appreciate you guys. That wraps up today's show. This has been the Tuesday, March 24th edition of the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by our good friends over at FanDuel. See you guys right here tomorrow.